All right, class. That's so weak. Ah, yeah, forgot. No one's here. All right, so we're going to go over example 3 for this assignment. And here is this right here. So 5-5, double angle identities, same homework assignment that we did. Today is the assignment for February 7th. And I'm going to go over just one example. We're going to finish the last example in class, but this should help you with the rest of the homework. All right, back to this. So from here, I'm going to rewrite this because I have some things I do not like. 1, I do not like this. 2, I do not like this. Because double angles are different than single angles. So I can't do my X, Y, and R, and a lot of my identities that I've been teaching this whole time is not double angles. They're all single angles. But first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at that cotangent. So I'm going to work the left side of this first because it's the one that actually looks the easiest. So cotangent is a single angle. It's not a double angle, it's a single angle. And we know that cotangent is x over y or cosine over sine. This is cosine of x over sine of x times sine of 2x. All right, so now we're going to go through and go back, and I need to turn that double angle into a single angle. So I'm going to take this from my reference sheet or notes. Where's it at? There's that. Did I hit that just too many times? There we go, sorry. There we go. So here is all my identities that I have. And so I'm going to replace sine of a double angle for single angles. Because single angles, I know how to do it because they're x, y's, and r's. Double angles are not. So I'm going to turn it into single angles first. So I'm going to replace my sine 2a with 2 sine a cosine a. But in my problem, it's going to look like this. Cosine x over sine x, that's my cotangent again, times, and I'm going to replace this thing now. I'm going to replace this because if you remember, this is over 1. So it's going to be parentheses, so I'm replacing it 2 sine, and this is x. Remember it said sine a, but a is the variable, but I'm going to put x for my variable here because that's what I'm replacing with. Cosine x. So that's the left side of this. That's everything here. And again, I wrote it as over 1 for a reason. Put that over 1. So from here, I should be able to identify a couple things. I'm going to identify that I have a sign on the bottom and I'm multiplying, so I also have a sign on top. So given a sign there and a sign there, I can now multiply these together. So when I multiply, this is all one item on the right side of this. So it's 2 cosine x times cosine x. So when I multiply that, it's going to become 2 cosine squared x and over 1. Now that is a single angle, so I like that. I like it a lot. So single angle, I like it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work the right side of this because I want it to look like this. So working the right side, I'm going to take this. Actually, let me just drop this down like this. So the right side is going to be 1 plus, remember, I don't like that, so I'm going to get rid of it. And if you notice the left side, everything over here has to do with just cosine, right? So that's where my 3 different formulas come into play. My 3 different formulas. So there's cosine of this double angle, cosine of this double angle, and cosine of this double angle. So since my left side of this is a cosine, I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this one right here because that's eventually going to tell me what I end up later. So It's going to be 2 cosine squared minus 1. So I'm replacing this with 2 cosine squared x, because that's the variable I'm working with, minus 1.
And now, if you notice, there is a plus sign in front of that, isn't there? So since there is a plus sign in front of that, that means that all I have to do is basically just bring it down, rewrite it.
So if I distribute a plus, I get the same thing. So it's 1 plus 2 cosine squared x minus 1. Now I have a positive 1 here and a negative 1 here. So when I combine those are just going to give me 0. So all I'm going to be left with is 2 cosine squared x. And so guess what? Same thing as this, and therefore both of these are now verified. So in the notes or in the book, it has you turn it back into a double angle, and you know what? That's too much work. So guess what? That's it. Just go with it. And that's it for example 3. But like I said, you can't do any x, y's, and r's until you get rid of your double angles. That's the main point of these notes. Alright, so don't forget, like, share, and subscribe, hit that notification button, and buy stuff from my merch store.